Okay. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Wendy. How are you?
I'm good. You are our first live of the new week. So I want to thank you for joining us and being with us to share just a little bit about your role with Bermuda Run, the town in general. Just give our listeners an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. So I guess the first thing we will start with is I want to let you just introduce yourself. Obviously, your role as mayor, but maybe let them feel like they can get to know you a little bit more on a personal level.
Great. Well, the first thing I'd like to say is I would much prefer you and I be having this conversation at Maddie Cakes, face to face, which is people that know me know that that's my favorite place to meet folks. So one of these days, you and I will sit and have a cup of coffee and recreate this.
Sounds like a plan. What's your favorite thing to have at Maddie Cakes?
Actually, I can't tell you my favorite thing because it's so many different things. I take my grandson in there and he's 4 years old and he absolutely loves to stand in front of the case and pick something different each time.
Well, it's my favorite place to meet as well, and they know my order by heart. I get 2 peanut butter energy bites and normally an Americano with almond milk or a cafe latte with almond milk. So
I'm going to say the usual, right?
Yep, I'm easy, but yeah, that is in fact, today we're talking to Maddie at 2 o'clock.
I know you are. So I guess I'm the warm up act for Maddie this afternoon.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm glad you got to give her a shout out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, a little bit about me. My wife, Sue, and I have been married for almost 41 years. Got 2 daughters, Amanda and Carrie. They both lived in Raleigh for a number of years and last year moved back to Winston-Salem. So we are thrilled to have them back. Carrie will be married. She was scheduled to be married on May the 2nd. Likely that's not going to happen. She's pushed everything into the fall. Amanda and my son-in-law Andrew and grandsons Banks, who is 4, and Parker, who is 15 months, moved back into Old Salem. They live in an Old Salem home.
Okay.
And one of the big challenges I have right now is we're not able to be with them. I mean, we can FaceTime and
right.
Just not able to give them a hug like we certainly like to. But Sue and I'm a service brat, so I've lived all over the world.
Okay.
I was with Reynolds, RJ Reynolds, for about 30 years and retired. I started with Reynolds in Texas, and we lived in Texas for about 14 years. Both girls were born in Texas. We moved to Clemens in the early 90s. And then when the girls went away to school, Sue and I decided that we would like to reconfigure our home and our lifestyle, and we moved to Bermuda Run. So we built a home in Bermuda Run, and been here for 12 and a half years, and are absolutely thrilled to be here. We have become, Davie County and Bermuda Run have really become home to us. So
good. Well, good. So now you served in the military?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I was in the military, so I grew up.
Oh, okay. I follow you. Yeah, well, I'm sure that was an experience as well, being able to trek all over the country.
Yeah, I went to 11 different schools in 12 years.
Wow.
So
talking about being able to adapt.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So,
now, you may have mentioned it and I missed it. How old are your grandkids?
Banks is 4 and Parker is 15 months.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a busy time.
Busy time, and they are my daughter and son-in-law both. My son-in-law is a filmmaker, a documentarian, so he's doing work. But my daughter also works from home, so they are homeschooling and working from home. So it's a bit of a challenge.
I bet.
A lot of learning for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I applaud them for being able to keep that many balls in the air. So, because that's a lot of balls to keep in the air. So. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. As in your role as serving as mayor of the town, tell us a few things that the town is doing differently during the COVID-19 crisis. since everyone's being required to stay at home, what are some things you'd like to share, or maybe make our listeners more aware of, maybe ways they can support the town as well?
Sure. Again, the first thing is to let everybody know that the town is still operating. Our doors are locked, but we are working remotely. We're able to socially distance within the office. There are just a couple of people in the office, so the town manager and the town clerk and the town accounting person, they're able to platoon and not everybody being here at the same time. So still meeting the needs of the town, still making sure that the business of the town is continuing on, because we have things that are needing to continue to be done. Myself, I am an out and around person. I like to be out with people, meeting with people, being amongst with businesses and residents. I'm having to adapt to that. I drive through all of our neighborhoods every day just to kind of check on people out and around. I will stop and talk to folks at the appropriate distance, making sure that I keep the distance, but also communicating with our businesses and our organizations in the town. I have to tell you, the level of commitment and resilience from our residents and our businesses and the hospital and just everybody is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Well, I totally agree with what you're saying with that, because I can honestly say from the outside looking in, the way especially the restaurants have, they have had to figure out a way to do business differently in order to survive. And they have been very creative and offering things for, families to be able to not just look at it as, we've done several of the family meal plans. It saved us money and it's plenty of food. I didn't have to cook. So,
the creativity and innovation and resilience, and talking to folks as they're walking through. A lot of people out walking, which is nice. And
right.
Stop and talk to them, and to a person, there's anxiety because we don't know what's next. But the commitment to making sure that they believe they're doing the right thing, and always asking, what can I do to help? And we have continued to communicate to help our local businesses to make sure that they're getting through. So it's just it's hard, it really is. The other thing is doing like what we're doing here, virtual meetings. I serve on a number of committees. In constant contact with our county partners, the county, our region partners, and state folks, and we're doing everything virtually, which can be a little bit wobbly because people are at different levels of technical expertise and knowledge, and it can be a little bit funny when you're if that door behind you opens up and
and a kid pops in or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
but we're adapting. All of our folks are adapting. We're having to start to make some decisions on our concert series in the summer, which is a big thing for us.
Yeah.
We're very proud of that. We've already rescheduled the first one, which was scheduled for the latter part of May. We've already pushed that, and Lee Rollins and I will continue to make the decision on what's the right thing to do. We certainly don't want to jump the gun. We're not going to do anything that is not consistent with the greater good.
Right. Well, definitely keep us posted on that, because I know our, a lot of our readers, they really look forward to having that outdoor concert series. And I know it's in partnership with the local arts council. So, and it seems like every year it has grown.
It has, and we're incredibly proud of it, and the work that Sydney Suggs and the Davie Arts Council have done. It just has been amazing, and we will do something with the time. The matter is just when and what that might look like. So
right.
We'll keep everybody posted.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Okay. On to the next question. Let's see here. I think I actually skipped one about the tell us what your business is about, but we kind of talked about that anyhow. So we'll go on to this one. What is something you have enjoyed doing during this extra time at home?
Well, that's an interesting question, and that would presume that I've had extra time at home. I've actually spent a fair bit of time out, like I said, out and around, and in the office here. It's not something that I would normally be in here every day, but given where we are, I think it's important to be here and to be reaching out. I have a schedule of reaching out to our businesses and our homeowners associations and things like that to make sure that we're staying in contact and understanding what we can do to help them as they're working through all this.
Right.
Interestingly enough, that the vast majority of them ask me what they can do for us, so that's heartening as well. So
okay.
Not a lot of extra time. I do read quite a bit. I find myself spending more time on my news feeds than I would normally do. I think that's a sign of the times, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's I think we're all kind of just, I think if there's one word that will come out of this whole thing, I think we're just adapting.
Exactly.
So, okay. One last question. It's just kind of a just for fun question. Tell us, if there is anything, what's the most random thing you've learned in the last few months?
I don't know if this is something I've learned, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my hair, because my hair is going to be as long as it's been since I've been in high school. Now, do I just go back? And I went to high school in the late '70s, so so I don't know. Do I take a '70s shag, or maybe maybe a mullet, or
hey, the mullet has come back.
I don't know. Maybe I should do a high fade. I don't know. I don't know how long this is going to last, but I'm wondering right now what the other side of this is going to look like.
Yeah. Well, that was me the other morning. Jason and I we were both getting ready, and I was like, "Wow, up here it's beginning to look." I've got some natural highlights. So. But yeah, it was funny. Last night, Jason and I we were cooking dinner, and we were in the kitchen watching. We always on Sunday evenings we watch 60 Minutes. So
I thought you might pull Mike Wallace on me and try to stump me on something.
No. We actually there was a commercial that came on, and it was by YouTube, and it was a YouTube commercial about all the videos that are on YouTube that people have posted about things they're having to learn to do during this. Yeah. And one of them was how to give your spouse a haircut. So that's your. Well,
Sue, saying, "Do you want me to cut the sides?" And I'm like, "I'm not sure. Maybe in a week or so. I'm not quite that. I may be forced to stay home after that."
Yeah. Well, YouTube apparently they can teach you how to cut your hair. So. Okay, well, Rick, I appreciate you joining us. I know you're in the middle of a work day, so anything else you want to add before we hop off?
I just have a couple of quick things.
Yeah.
One is just to encourage everyone to complete their census. That's very, very, very important. And the other thing, I would like to thank our town staff, who's doing just an absolutely amazing job through all of this. Their adaptability and keeping things moving is amazing. Our town council is abiding by stay at home, but we stay in contact. Like the county partners, I'm staying in touch with with county commissioners and county staff, just doing a wonderful job. And I want to finish with thanking you for making all of this happen, for what you do for our TDA, Tourism Development Authority, our communications. You do a fantastic job, and I just and a little bit of a shout out to the school board too, because you do.
Oh, thank you.
There's been just so much positive, and I just want to thank you for everything that you're doing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a privilege. It's a privilege.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me on.
Well, I'm glad you were able to join us. And one of these days we'll meet in person. We'll make it an official meeting at Maddie Cakes.
Absolutely will.
Okay.
Have a great week.
You too. Bye.